Hello, my name is Troy White. I'm a financial planner and portfolio manager with the firm Hoodoo Financial. And today I just want to tell you a little bit about what our firm does and how we do it. So, a little bit about myself. I am on a personal mission, and that mission is to create an army of African American investors and entrepreneurs. And I help our African American investors create investment portfolios with stocks, bonds, and real estate assets. And we do this to achieve their financial plans and help them live the life they want. Achieve the goals that they set for themselves, their life, and their family. And the process we use to achieve this is something we call the financial GPS. GPS stands for goals, planning, and strategy. And the financial GPS is essentially a financial planning based investment management system, and it's designed to help African American investors create investment portfolios. And so far, it's the fastest and most efficient method that I've found that will be of help to my clients. And the reason that it's targeted towards African American investors is because you are a new type of investor, you are a unique investor, you have unique circumstances that require unique insights and understanding and unique solutions. And so I feel that I'm adept at providing those, unique answers to your unique problems. So let's jump into it. I want to describe the framework that we use to give you those unique solutions. And so this is the framework for which I follow. And then I'll touch on the process that we follow, you and I follow, to fulfill this framework. So the framework is the 8 steps, and I'll just dive right into it. First, the area of budgeting. Step number one is, I call it pay yourself first. And this is how we find the money that you will use as your investment dollars. And I call it pay yourself first because I've learned that if you don't pay yourself first, you're just not going to get paid. You're going to pay all your bills, and there are a lot of hands out for your dollars. And so working with me, you're going to learn that you are my highest priority. So you're my highest bill. So I want you to get paid first. And so this is in the budgeting area. Also in the budgeting area is we're going to live within your means. And this is how we're going to set you up to always be an investor, to always be able to pay your bills, and to never be broke again if you ever have been. And so then that part is living within your means. We're going to then go into the next area, which is goal setting. And step number 3 is your reasons. So this is under goal setting, and see, you cannot achieve a goal that you don't have. So we have to identify your reasons so that we can identify your goals and identify the dollar values that are attached to those goals. And that's, pretty self-explanatory, but everything that you want to do, I encourage you to let's flesh it out. I want to achieve all your goals, but as we identify those goals, I am calculating the costs of achieving them. And so then we're going to move to step 4, and that is we need to develop a timeline. And the reason is because different goals have different start and end dates. And developing a timeline allows us to see when we're going to achieve those goals. Some of your goals have drop dead deadlines. We can't achieve a goal 10 years from now that was intended for 3 years for you to achieve it in 3 years. If we don't achieve it in 3 years, then it's as good as a failure, right? So we need to develop that timeline. And then we enter into the fifth step along that framework, which is an area that we are going to do your analysis. And so that fifth step is to identify where you are. You are here is what I call this step. As you recall, when you are in a mall and you're looking for a particular destination, a store to go to, you look on the map and there's a dot. It says you are here. You must identify where your current location is in order for you to identify the pathway to get to your destination. And so that's what this stage of our framework is for. We have to determine your current economic condition so that we will know what we're starting with. And we have to do an assessment on your current assets, your 401ks and your IRAs. We need to see the assets that are inside and do an assessment and see how well they're doing, how bad they're doing. What is the mix of them? How do they fit in with your risk tolerance and your goals? And then we're going to also need uh, to do forecasting to identify what it's going to take to get to the goals that you've identified, and what it's going to take us to get there, considering that we're starting at point A. And so that is the you are here point, the analysis of your current condition. Step 6 would be the strategy and planning phase of this framework. And this is where we create the financial plan. And we have to consider your risk tolerance when devising your plan, because we have to, as you know, there's a risk reward trade off, but that risk, you may, we have to identify the level of risk that you are willing and able to tolerate, because you may be willing to tolerate a different level of risk than what you are able to tolerate. So it's a balancing act there. And so that is why we have to customize and personalize your investment strategy and your investment planning to your lifestyle. There is all investment is personal. So it must be personalized to fit your goals, your needs, and your circumstance. And so then that takes us into the next area, which is investing. And so step 7 along the framework is the implementation section. And this requires us to identify the account types, because we will need to take advantage of tax deferred, tax free, taxable, custodial accounts, self directed investment accounts, all to address the multiple goals using the multiple portfolios that we will create to address the different goals that you have. And this implementation and these account types and these strategies are going to address your short term, medium term, and long term, and including your retirement investment needs. And so after we implement the strategy and implement your plan, we need to move to the 8th step, which is automation. We need to essentially set it and forget it. We need to, if it requires us to go over this process every month as you do your monthly investment into your portfolios, the reality is that we would give up, or we would forget. We wouldn't do it consistently and on a regular diligent basis, because it's just not practical. So we have to rely on the automation to set it and forget it. And this is going to allow us to dollar cost average into your investments, because we want to take advantage of volatility, the ups and downs of the stock market. because there's no way we're going to only pick the best stock. So we have to have strategies to take advantage of volatility in the stock market. And that is dollar cost averaging. And we're going to use automation to to take advantage of it. So those are the 8 steps, the eight steps of the framework that we will be using for the financial GPS system. And then there's a 3-step process that you and I will engage in to achieve your goals. Use that framework to implement the strategy that we create and the plan that we create. So that 3-step process is, um, step one, we have to identify our goals. And we're going to set those priorities. And we use technology and conversation to do this. And that technology is in the in the form of client portals that we have. It's a private branded platform that is a financial planning platform that you enter all the numbers and data. There's some automation there, but essentially it's going to ask you a lot of questions and you're going to answer the questions. And so this step one of our process, our 3-step process, identify your goals and set your priorities, involves technology and conversation between you and I. Step two is we create the plan and we set the time horizons to achieve that plan. And this is pretty much all technology. There's, well, not all technology, because it is some art to it as well, and conversation. There are some things that you just don't want to do, and or that are just not good. Wouldn't be a good strategy for you based on your lifestyle or your personal, you know, um, you know, things that you do or do not agree with in this world. Some investment types that you don't want. So that's going to involve some hands-on tweaking of the technology, and it takes conversation for us to get to that. But step two is essentially us creating the plan and setting the time horizon. That's fundamentally technology is going to give us do the bulk of that work. Step three is we will create the strategy, implement the strategy, and monitor the plan. And so, as I mentioned in step two, we created the plan, but the strategy is how we implement the plan. And so, this part is a combination of technology and conversation between you and I. So I mentioned the financial planning portal, while I also have an investment portal. So I have the institutions that work behind the scenes to hold the accounts for us. They provide us with the technology. So they're actually holding the accounts. I don't have physical custody of your assets, but we use the technological portal to make the investments and to create the portfolios. And this is where the automation occurs, that automatically selects the investments, and you automatically send your investment dollars to your account, and you have the ability to view your account 24/7, right on your cell phone. So we're using modern technology. We step into the new age. And so it's technology and conversation between the two of us to use this 3-step process. And behind the scenes, I am using that framework that I mentioned to implement your financial plan and your investment strategy. And so essentially, that's how we do it. And I want you to open an account so that you will be my client, so that I can embark on that plan, that process, and that strategy to help you create an investment portfolio and build wealth. That's what's up. Thanks for listening. Contact me. I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you very much.